David Lucas back here again, coming at you December the 5th, 2022. And yeah, I don't know if you guys recognize it or not. Maybe you're not looking at the screen or not. But yeah, this is a different little format that I got going on here a little bit. I don't know, trying to change something up a little bit. I don't know, let's change it up a little bit. See how this little podcast format works. I don't know if you guys remember, but like a couple months ago, I kind of said that I was planning on changing the channel a little bit, kind of moving it forward. And yeah, this is a little bit a part of it. So this video is pretty much the testing ground of something that I want to try in the future with this, something I want to try real soon with it. So yeah, if you guys like it, let me know down in the comment section below and let me know. And again, of course, if you guys do like this and you're new to this channel and it's your first time seeing this channel, welcome. You can, if you like this, subscribe please and like this video. It really helps a lot. Share it around and stuff like that. It really helps a lot. Okay, so pretty much how these shows are gonna go, pretty much, is kind of gonna start out right off the top, kind of just like how I just did, pretty much. Let me start right off the top, naming a date, and then kind of giving like a little bit of an intro. And then how it's gonna also go is like this is gonna be pretty much like a free for all relaxing type of show. That's kind of what I wanted to be, It's kind of just a nice relaxing thing you can put on while you're driving, put on maybe where you're at work or going for a walk or going to the gym or something like that. And just kind of go with the flow. I kind of like it to be like that because I don't know, if you guys don't remember, I haven't really been posting a lot on my channel lately. A lot of that is I'll be honest, to do with not as much motivation, pretty much, and nothing to do with my channel. Actually, I'm kind of happy how many channels growing. I have more subscribers and more people that watch my stuff and like my stuff than I ever thought I would get. So everybody that comes to my channel and that sees me, that lends their support and all that, thank you so much for helping this channel grow and helping this community grow. It's really fun meeting people in the comment section and just meeting people in general throughout all of this. I really enjoy it a lot. And I don't know, this is something that I've always wanted to do. I always want to do a podcast. And if you guys remember, I have a In Defense Of show with my friend Alec. We do it In Defense Of. Again, we both been just so busy with our, regular lives. We really haven't got a chance to get together and do it. But we were still in contact and we constantly say we want to, do it and stuff like that. So we're definitely going to still do those In Defense Of and everything like that. And pretty much how these shows, I just want to get back to how these shows are, it's very much going to be, again, like a laid-back show, and I talk about pretty much, everything in entertainment and pop culture that I enjoy. Because I was starting to feel that my problem with this channel that I kind of had was I was kind of getting bored of the, regular just reviews, by the number reviews, and giving off a review. I feel like there's already so much of that on the internet, and so much of those. And, I'm not necessarily a critic. I'll be honest, I'm not a critic. I would like to be one. I mean, I would, I would like to at least not be a critic, I shouldn't say. I would like to be more of... I like the idea of me giving my thoughts on movies and stuff like that. I do. And, but I just realized the way how I was doing it, like, I started getting bored of that certain format, a certain way, and I have been listening to a lot of podcasts lately, a lot of movie podcasts, a lot about podcasts about life, I've been a whole bunch of podcasts, music podcasts, been listening to a lot of horror podcasts I love, so yeah, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately, and I've been realizing that this is something I really want to do. It's something I feel like I'm comfortable with. Something I would really like to keep, try out and do. So, yeah. So that's where we are at right now with this. And kind of how this show's going to go that's different than my regular YouTube videos, my regular reviews that I put out, is that it's kind of going to be more like, I just talked about, like I said a little bit earlier, that I'm talking about, everything in entertainment and pop culture, movies, television, comics, everything, stuff maybe that happened online that I liked, or something that I saw, something during the day that, happened during the day, something I think that's, worthy of talking about that happened during the day, who knows, and, kind of just a chilled out 30-minute, 40-minute podcast. Maybe it'll go on longer, who knows. If you guys like longer formats, we'll try that out. Well, yeah, it's pretty much just that. And I'm going to be pretty much always here on the show, pretty much every single time is my podcast. But sometimes it'll be just me. Some days, like right now, is the first day we're really trying this out. So it's going to be me for today. And then, who knows, maybe in the next video or whatever videos down the line, I'll have some friends come along. You guys know my friend Alec. He comes on this channel a lot. He'll come along. Definitely probably on this. I haven't really talked to him about it per se, so I am kind of speaking for him at this moment. But I have a feeling he will like to come on and do this once we both get an opportunity to do it and both get some free time to really come along. But yeah, he's going to come on. I have some other friends. You guys are probably meet my friend Stefan, who's been one of my friends for years and years. He's just like me. He loves movies, anime. He's a big anime guy, so if there's ever any anime stuff going on, definitely going to bring him in. Talk about action figures too. Oh yeah, something I forgot to talk about. I love action figures. Love collecting action figures. So does Stefan. So if there's ever like a big day when we're talking about action figures, I'm going to try to get him on for one of those days. You guys are going to really like Stefan. I think Stefan's a really cool, relaxed guy. I think you guys are in the audience here is going to like him a lot when he comes on. And, so we're going to pretty much talk about all stuff like that. I don't, maybe we're going to, post maybe our videos so you can listen to a podcast and non-podcast. I don't know yet, but, I'm kind of going to keep it like this, a little bit more relaxer again, it's just more relaxing on the editing and all that stuff, just making it as simple like this, and I like it a lot. I do. I really like it a lot. Okay, so to start this off, to start the first segment, the first thing off about it, let's talk about a show that I loved. Like I actually can say I loved this show, and it just finished off season one. There's gonna be already announced for season 2 coming in, and that is the new Star Wars show, Andor. Yes, guys. Andor. Let me just say, I know I haven't talked about this show yet on my channel, but what I can just say is that I love Andor. I think Andor is the best Star Wars story, not necessarily Star Wars like made thing. I think that's still possibly The Mandalorian, or since the originals is what I'm talking about. Since the originals is probably still The Mandalorian, which is the best of all Star Wars, because it is all Star Wars. But this is the best written Star Wars movie since Empire Strikes Back. It is the best written Star Wars show since Empire. Well, Star Wars anything since Empire Strikes Back, I would say. What they were is so good. So let me just say, first of all, it's directed by Tony Gilroy. Well, showrun by Tony Gilroy and written by Tony Gilroy. And it's from a lot of the crew who did Rogue One. If you guys don't remember Rogue One, I actually really liked Rogue One. On one of my segments on here in defense of, me and Alec talked about Rogue One in defense of with Gareth Edwards, because we really did like the concept of Gareth Edwards' vision for it, and I still do. I still like Gareth Edwards' concept, but at the end of the day, we both agree we loved how Rogue One ended up. It ended up good, and Tony Gilroy is pretty much the thing for that, because he pretty much went in and remade that whole movie. And the show is following Cassian Andor, who you guys know from Rogue One. He's the rebel spy, rebel agent, Cassian Andor. He's the one that dies on Scarif from the Death Star, finds the plan, sends it off with Jyn Erso. And this is, I think, set 5 years before those events. So it's set 5 years before those events. And this show, it is like a Game of Thrones inside of Star Wars, or like a House of Cards, or like The Man in the High Castle within Star Wars. It is so good. It has politics, it has drama, it is slow character building. Guys, it is so good. It's so even hard to talk about, too, about how good this show is, because it has everything that you need for good storytelling. It makes Andor a compelling character. It makes Mon Mothma, who is just a character in Return of the Jedi that has a couple lines in Return of the Jedi, and you never see her. She's just some random character that says a few lines, and that's it. You end up seeing the creation of the rebellion leader from within her in this show. In just the first season, she is one of the most interesting characters, I think, within all of Star Wars, with what this show does for her. and how this show handles her character. And just all the new characters too we're getting. And then what this show is, it's really sad because this show doesn't get as much hype as like Obi-Wan did, which I did not like Obi-Wan, or Book of Boba Fett did, which I did not like Book of Boba Fett. Those got a lot of hype because they were, understandably so, they were well-known characters within the Star Wars universe. So, of course, everyday fans are going to want to watch it. But to me, they didn't turn out good at all. I thought Obi-Wan had good moments. There were good moments from inside episodes that I didn't like. Like the stuff with Leia and Obi-Wan. Like, those were moments inside of, the show. And as a whole, I was disappointed. I liked the Vader stuff too and all that, but as a whole, I was disappointed. And as Book of Boba Fett, I honestly did not understand why they went the route that they did. I don't. It seemed off for a Boba Fett show. And then halfway through the show, it turns into a Mandalorian prelude for Season 3. So, yeah, I wasn't really a fan of Book of Boba Fett. So I'm going to get a drink of water. But, yeah, I wasn't really excited for all that. But Andor came out. And the first episode, it starts out with him walking into a brothel. It starts with him literally walking into a strip club. And it goes from there, then it's so good from there on. And then each episode, I like what they do is that there's like different arcs. Remember how the Clone Wars had different arcs? This is just like that. It had a third act, like the first 3 episodes were an act together. And then you had the next 3 episodes, which were an act together at the Aldhani. And then you had the next 3 acts, which was all 3 together at the prison. And then after that, you had the one episode that was kind of like a refresher episode, kind of like a break, kind of a breather. And it worked. And it felt good because we were going all forward with all these acts. So it felt good to have one episode near the last act that have kind of like, okay, this is kind of like a breather, kind of something that not necessarily time-filling, but like this is something that we can just use to build up the hype for the final. And then the final 3 acts come when they go back to Phoenix, and all hell breaks loose with the citizens and the Empire. And guys, I'm telling you, if you have not watched Andor, what are you doing? Go watch Andor right now. Just go watch it. Yes, it doesn't have any big nostalgic type moments. It doesn't have any big woo, type of stuff, but the storytelling and the characters, guys, it is so good. It does not have any right to be this good, but it is. So yeah, guys, go watch Andor right now. I highly recommend it. Okay. So now in the next segment, let's talk about something that I really, really got me excited. And that is James Gunn and Peter Safran are the new heads of DC Studios. Yes, you heard that right. DC Studios. Okay, so let's get on to the story. It was confirmed maybe I think a couple weeks ago or something like that, almost not going on a month about now, or maybe even more than a month, I don't know. Peter Safran and James Gunn are now the co-heads of DC Studios, which now, if you guys know, Discovery and DC had a whole merger going on. Now Discovery owns DC, and it's kind of a whole one company now. And with that, Discovery, David Zaslav, the new head of it all, he pretty much have created a DC Studios, like how Marvel Studios has a Marvel, Disney, has a Marvel Studios, which is separate, which Kevin Feige runs, is like a separate thing, and Pixar and all that. Well, now there is a DC Studios, just like that, and the two heads that they picked are James Gunn and Peter Safran. Now, Peter Safran, you guys know I'm going to get on to James Gunn. I love James Gunn, but Peter Safran, just off the bat, he's been a producer in Warner Brothers for a pretty good while now. He's really good. A lot of stuff he's worked on. I think the Conjuring movies he's worked on. He's worked on a few of the of the Annabelle series, I think, too. He also worked on Shazam. If you guys know the movie Shazam, which I loved, he worked on that. And I think he also helped James Gunn produce the Suicide Squad that just recently came out also, as well. So he does have a really good track record, a business of producing track record in there. And you have James Gunn, who everyone knows is a fantastic filmmaker and is a great comic book fan, a true comic book fan in a sense. So, yeah, this is great because, Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige is a special individual because there really is no Kevin Feige. There is no person really on this earth that's all in one, that is a master movie producer, that's a master, businessman movie producer, and at the same time being a massive fan of the Marvel comics. It's unheard of almost. That's why I think Disney is not Disney. Lucasfilm is failing so hard with the Kathleen Kennedy thing. There's no Kathleen Kennedy is just a businesswoman. She's not a Star Wars fan, and so this. But now with this, I think Warner Brothers and Discovery, I guess it was both now, did a fantastic choice in choosing Peter Safran and James Gunn both to co-lead it. So you have the comic book nerd and filmmaking nerd on the James Gunn side. And then now you have the business and producer side over at Peter Safran. So with them combined together, they pretty much are a Kevin Feige. Like I said, Kevin Feige is hard to find one individual like Kevin Feige. So Discovery did the second best thing and found two individuals that kind of compensate for all that. I think it's a great idea. I love James Gunn. You guys know I'm a big James Gunn fan. I think he's one of the best filmmakers in modern time. Not necessarily of all time, but in modern day, in today's sense, he's one of the best filmmakers out right now, without a doubt. And so you guys know I love this. I love this a lot. From what I see at Peter Safran, he has a good track record that I'm like, okay, he has a good track record and I'm confident in him. Him and James Gunn seem to be pretty close because they worked on the Suicide Squad together. He seems to know the ways of DC because he worked on Shazam too, and I love Shazam. So I think the future of DC is in the right hands. I think it's in the right hands, and that leads on to what I was just about to talk about, the future of DC. And the future of DC, I think what is going to happen, now we already been announced that Henry Cavill's coming back as Superman. That's been announced, and we haven't talked about it here really, but yes, Henry Cavill's coming back as Superman. And so with that, and with all this going on, I think we might have a bright future ahead of DC. I think that possibly Ben Affleck might come back as Batman. We do know what's going on with the Flash. How Ben Affleck's going to be in the Flash, and Michael Keaton's going to replace him. So who knows what's going on with there? It's rumored that they're having some reshoots of the ending of the Flash. So who knows? I think it's a guarantee that Ezra Miller is never coming back. I don't need to talk about that. I think you guys know about Ezra Miller. But yeah, so I think they're going to do that. And I think from what James Gunn said, everything is going to be canon. We're just going to move forward from within the timeline and canon that's already set up. I think that's pretty much what James Gunn said. So I'm pretty sure everything that we see is canon in it, but as it goes forward, it's going to be different. It's going to be new. It's going to be fresh going forward into this new phase of the DC movies, if you want to call it. Like, pretty much the way I'm going to look at it is, well, everything that we saw so far before James Gunn and Peter Safran is that was the prelude to what is to come, to what is they're going to make. And I think going forward, whether Ezra Miller's not going to be there, but it seems like Henry Cavill is definitely going to be there. Jason Momoa's Aquaman is definitely going to be there. And Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman is. Ben Affleck as Batman, still up in the air. We don't know. But Shazam, God, I can't even think of his name right now. I'm sorry. But the actor who plays Shazam, he's going to be there. So, yeah, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he's definitely going to be going forward. And I think Harley Quinn is going to be there, too, and Amanda Waller, obviously. So, I think we're going to have a good future of the DC going forward, especially with James Gunn and the hands. You guys know I love James Gunn, so I think the future of DC is going to be really good. So, guys, that pretty much ties it all up for the first episode. I mean, it was a little bit short because, like I said, it's pretty much a testing ground. So, yeah, this one's a little bit going to be short, but they're probably going to get longer as it goes on and talk about more stuff and get more into depth with it and everything like that. And like I said, I'm going to have people on and everything. So, let me know down in the comment section below, guys, and let me know, do you like this new format? Do you want me to keep doing this? Do you like that idea? Let me know down in the comment section below, and let me know, because I can still do both. You know, I can still do reviews sometimes, I still do this, but I really want to try to start doing this a lot more, see how it goes. So let me know in the comment section below, guys, and let me know your thoughts on this new format. And as always, guys, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and like my video, because it helps out a lot. It helps the channel grow. Share it around if you want. Share it with your friends. Tell your friends about it. You know, just spread the word. Spread the word. Get this channel to grow. And of course, as always, guys, we'll see you next time.